Boom. Hello, Sue Tomkins. Welcome to Love TV. Thank you for your time and understanding and patience. Um, so we have met before, I think, probably 30 years ago. Do you remember when you first met me?
I would say we first met, I think it's more than 30 years ago, isn't it?
Probably 93, 94, or before
Yeah,
that.
yeah, well, maybe. Yeah. I remember meeting you probably, well, when you were with Kathy, definitely.
Mhm.
I think that was my first experience. I don't think I met you before that.
You mean in Dalriada? I remember you had a show.
Yes,
I think you were preparing your show with your little
yeah.
pencil drawings, right? You were doing these amazing pencil drawings. Is that your sister?
Um,
Oh,
that's Hale. Yeah,
so
that's Hale. Yeah, don't
so
worry.
let you have a
Yeah,
twin
no.
sister, and this must
Yeah.
happen a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. No,
okay.
I suppose my most vivid memories of you would be from Dariada, and for example, just that very sort of looking back, quite an intense time of a group of people. There was Kathy putting on shows in her flat, at
Mhm.
Dariada, and sort of everyone who had a show there was just always like friends or people that you wanted to see their work, Jim having a show or like yeah, and I did my actually that was my probably
Mhm.
very first performance ever. Even though I'd recorded my voice a lot for my own work, because I probably, when did I graduate? 94. Yeah, just graduated. So, and my degree show was like a lot of recorded voice on my voice, but that was a performance at Dariada was the first time I had actually read, brought a pile of writings and text or writing and read it. So I
A
remember
Jim
you.
show. Was that a Jim show or your sister's?
No, that was the show that I just did myself. That was just
Ah,
me.
you
So
just done a show on your own with
yeah,
nothing on the wall. Or you put some
no.
magazines on the wall, right?
Yeah,
Papers,
oh yeah,
maybe?
maybe I did. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I
definitely.
think I would have put some Versace stuff,
Yeah, definitely.
like some sort of ripped out. I don't think I would, because I never really felt, and I felt this a lot in the painting department actually, but like I never knew what to paint, and I never thought I could draw, you know, not really. So why am I saying that? So I can't imagine I would have put drawings on the wall, but I think I would have put maybe some ripped out pages from like Vogue magazines or Vanity Fair or something,
Yeah,
or sort
definitely
of
remember that.
glossy, and they were in the room, the sort of like exhibition-y room,
Because the
and
funny
then
thing
I
about that time is there's no documentation. There's not even, man, I've never seen any photos or anything.
yeah, actually
Because I
yeah.
remember a guy called Claude Koski. Claude Koski.
Oh yeah, Claude Kloski, yeah,
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 that blew my mind because he was just playing
yeah,
about with food. And it
yeah,
came
yeah,
his his friend, who was part of another crazy art scene in Germany,
yeah.
his friend's daughter was going to do a show in my place in Munich, which didn't happen, but it was crazy how these things come back around.
What? Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
I
I
could have
remember
met you
thinking
up
Claude.
up there.
Yeah, sorry, Martin. I remember thinking Claude Koski. Oh, he's an established artist.
Hmm.
I do remember feeling that like
That's right.
he's a real artist. You
Big
know, yeah,
French kind
a
of thing. Huh?
big, and and obviously it had lots of shows by then. Whereas this, I remember thinking, but yeah, so that would be first time. Around that time, meeting you in those sort of situations, and probably transmission gallery openings.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. So you just graduated at that time. You must have been. We were both 71. I think we're pretty sure we're both
Yeah,
71. We're very close.
yeah.
I'm January, you're February, right? Something like that.
Oh, Hale and I we're November.
We're both. So you're not quite Capricorn yet before.
We're Scorpios.
Okay, okay. So you just graduated. So how did you end up in Glasgow?
How do you pure, I'd say absolutely pure chance, pure fluke, total fluke.
Wasn't the art
Um,
school or no?
yeah, we went both, me and Hale both went to the art school.
But before,
But
yeah.
yeah, but really our upbringing, we were brought up in a place called Leighton Buzzard. My parents both from London. Never been to Scotland. My and in a really, I mean, don't mean to sound, but my probably experience of Scotland would be like TV, like Scottish, like literally, like Taggart.
Taggart. Okay. Not
I
the
mean, I'm not.
Untied Shoelace show. Remember that? The Untied Shoelace show? No.
Oh no,
Taggart. Okay. There's been a
actually,
murder.
no, yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, or like Babsy
How would that?
Nesbitt, absolutely loved. Yeah, I love Babsy Nesbitt.
Raj
But
Sines, okay. I don't know how that would
yeah,
attract you to go to Glasgow.
no,
Okay.
well, nothing. But it was just this. It wasn't one of the. But anyway, cut long story short, had a very. Yeah, we both did our in the sixth form department of our school
In
where
Leighton
we did
Buzzard.
A level. Yeah, in
Normal
Leighton.
comprehensive, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And just and we did A level art and just had this really. She was an inspiration. You know what people classics say about inspirational teachers, but she was actually.
Her
She
name?
was Mrs. Ingrid Brown. Ingrid
Ingrid
Brown.
Brown. Wow.
Yeah. And
Okay.
she was just she just it was just one of those things like we ended up, we'd go you'd have your lesson, but then you'd actually end up going and having lunch in the art department. So you'd take your packed lunch and sit and continue what you were doing in the week and things like that. So,
Yeah.
and really, I really, really liked it, and I'm
Right.
sure I can't speak for Hale, but obviously there was a mutual thing. I think we both just something about the environment, the support, I don't know, sort of gentle encouragement,
Hmm.
nothing, but just I really, really like doing art, whatever
Yeah.
that was. So, and it was when I think about what I was doing, I was just copying other people, like really, and sort of palming it off as mine, as if,
Yeah, like the Oscar Wilde talent borrows, genius steals.
yeah.
It's true, right?
Yeah, well, just like yeah, I don't know, but yeah, but I just remember the teacher saying, or Mrs. Brown, saying just at one point where we're just coming to the point of like what you're gonna do, applying for what you're gonna do, like university, or you're gonna have a gap year, or you're just gonna leave school, what you're gonna do, or art school, and then she literally just, you know, laid out a few art schools and went, well, I think and I don't know. I suppose at the time, I think it what well, I think it was good. Not there's lots of things about it
I'm
that
sure
weren't
it was
good.
good. For sure.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
tried 5 times to get in, I couldn't get in. Yeah, I mean, just the
Well,
building was
people,
amazing. What a shame
well,
about the building.
with us,
Rest in peace.
oh, I
Anyway.
know. I mean, maybe it's something about like maybe not even the school was good because I had no perception of the school, but she just literally gave this list of going, well, it's almost like reputation. The reputation of
Yeah.
Glasgow, I think, was really big at that point. It was
Hmm.
because I went in 1990.
I
So
can't
I
think of
suppose,
any names that came out of it because at that
no,
point, Alistair
no,
Campbell, maybe, was that one of the names? I don't know. I can't remember.
before the beginning of the 90s.
What can you
Yeah.
describe what Leighton Buzzard was like then? Is that near London? I've never been
Like,
to Leighton
yeah,
Buzzard.
it's if you imagine like London being like here,
Uh-huh.
Leighton Buzzard is about 40 miles north.
Like a satellite Newtown sort of East Kilbride type of thing.
Yeah, it's not even so much a new town, really. It's quite
Okay,
old. It's not a purposely built town.
right.
It's in Bedfordshire, which it has
Right.
places like Bedford and Luton. I was born in Luton.
Okay, you're born in Luton.
So,
And so before you went to school, do you have any early memories of like music or art or even just family life?
oh God, that's epic question.
Okay,
Yeah, I
well
mean,
let's just go. I'll be
okay,
specific, right?
maybe one
You
by one because
well,
I have dreams about my
right.
street.
Give us, well, let
And
me just put it like, I'll frame it like this because it's something that's in my mind about being safe to express myself, right? And I'm not really because of I put it down to just sitting, having dinner and being made to eat my dinner, right? And
right,
I've talked to other kids and they were always like, I was like, I had to eat the dinner. So if I didn't eat the dinner, it was a problem, right? I won't go into
yeah,
it, but that
yeah,
in turn now doesn't make me feel safe to express myself. Now, were
yeah.
you forced to eat your dinner or were you able to choose what you had to do for dinner?
No, yeah, I could, yeah, got complicated, not um, we were, well, there's bigger families, but we were five children,
Mhm,
five of us, and my mum and dad. And I can remember we always had dinner round the kitchen table, which was in the kitchen. And then on Sundays, we would have like, if it was a roast or something, which normally it might be a roast dinner, we'd have it in the dining room, which was a dining room, living room thing. So
mhm.
like sofa bit that way and then dining room that way. So, oh no, I can't ever remember saying to my mom, oh, well, I think tonight I'd like to have some pasta with some,
Yeah.
no, not at all, exactly the same. Like, this is, I mean, I can visualize my mum, and I often think about, and my mum did all the cooking. My mum was a house, was at home. My dad worked, and I can think of my mum just laying out all these plates. And now I think about it, I mean, I've only got one daughter, and there's been moments where I've gone, oh my God, cooking for two people or three people
Uh, Crazy, right?
is I'm flailing. Well, I'm sweating, like, or you get, and I just think sometimes I think, my God, that sort of relentlessness of being a mum to five children. Um,
Like superhero people,
yeah,
super.
just how do you keep
Yeah.
yeah, sort of
And
how do you
working
keep
as
going?
well, I'm sure, because my mum
Yeah,
also worked and she fed the four of us and
yeah. Oh,
cleaned
you
and
were
cooked, and
four.
my
Yeah,
dad didn't do much, Well, he
yeah,
done something else, but it's
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
these different
yeah.
times.
But we had, yeah. My dinner was put in front of me. Not as bad as a school. My mum, I'm not saying food was bad, but school dinners were just like we had a school at primary school. I remember we had school dinners, and there was this particular. I mean, I just thought she was so cruel. There was a dinner lady who literally, yeah, a bit like that, like
Hmm.
until you finished that bit of mashed potato or whatever,
Hmm.
you are not leaving this table to go and play for the rest
Oh,
of
that was the
play.
school dinner. Okay. Whoa.
Yeah, that was school dinner. But I'm not saying my mum's was like that, but it, the similarity was like you come into the kitchen and your plate is put in front of you and you don't know what it's going to be.
Right.
Um, um, and I just remember probably the family eating at speed,
Right.
like lots of people eating very quick,
Mhm.
almost like because if the person didn't like their we used to have McCain steakhouse grills. Do
Yeah.
you remember them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like steakhouse grills and chips and something like that, or maybe like a bit of veg or something like that, or things like. But say you were a bit slow eating, there would always be somebody who would go, "Dear, have you finished?
Oh,
Do you want me to finish that for you, or like, can I finish that?" So I think I was always quite a slow eater, and I'm
yeah.
still quite a slow eater. So I found that quite um, probably looking back quite stressful. And I remember a particular, but this isn't, it's very dramatic, um,
Mm.
but I remember we used to have jacket potatoes. And now I love jacket potatoes. I eat them all the time. And just I love butter and I eat that all the time. And but my mum, I just had this, I don't know whether it was a notion, but my mum had given me the jacket potato and the butter was already in it or something. And it's just one of those things, have you ever had one of those memories from the past? It might not be your own family, but you might go into someone else's family and you're suddenly exposed to the way they do things.
Yeah.
It might just be something like, this is how we have beans on toast. And you look at the way they have it, and it's like,
Whoa.
oh, okay, oh, a bit scared here, but
Yeah, yeah.
oh, I've got and to be polite, you've got to polite, brought up to be, try to finish your food and say thank you, please, and thank you, and all those things. But I just remember, and it's so I'm waffling, Martin, but yeah, my
No.
mum had put the butter on the jacket potato, and obviously it had seemed like I'd literally one day gone, I love butter on my jacket potatoes. I absolutely love it. And to suddenly overnight going, I I don't want butter on my jacket potato.
Right.
And I just remember, yeah, sort of not arguments, but quite a fiery place, the kitchen table.
Yeah. I think,
And
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
And
I get really, just before eating dinner, that is the most point where you have to be careful. Seems like you're a
yeah,
bit hungry, you're a bit tired.
yeah.
It can kick off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this sounds this is I mean, I feel terrible, but I'm going to be honest here. But the end result of that butter jacket potato incident was one evening I picked up my plate and just chucked it in the air,
Okay.
which I mean,
Right.
is so I'm just turning a light off, which is pretty
Whoa.
bit, and I would have been,
Well, I
well.
wouldn't dare do that.
Yeah, well, well, the anger levels probably of my mum and dad would have gone, or the
Mm.
disbelief, anger, and I can't really remember what happened, but definitely like, go to you get to your room straight away,
Right. So the
or I
point,
would go to mine, but
yeah,
yeah,
the point is that so you're not so like you're maybe more like me because I've got friends who chose what they had and they could refuse dinner 3 times. But you're probably
yeah,
more like me that where you're a bit more not so safe to express yourself. That's how, would you
yeah,
see how that
yeah,
works?
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, you think you're safe
Hmm.
because it's your family, or like, or as an adult, you would hope that with
Yeah.
your family, you're in, I mean, a safe place. And I'm not saying my family wasn't a safe place, but it definitely um, sort of the status quo. Everybody does the same thing. So you have your tea, and then for afters, this is what is for afters.
Yeah.
You have your after dessert, afters, and then and that's it. So
Yeah.
so any it's but I can't really remember the aftermath of that, but I've never really
Yeah.
forgotten. But I do understand that sort of, yeah, it's not as simple as like well, I think it is really interesting about, yeah, you're not really meant to be expressing yourself, or maybe actually you can't. Or if there's something in between that is like, well, actually, my emotions have gone rocket,
Yeah.
pretty much, or rocket off to lift a plate and chuck it. Ah,
Yeah.
is it's that I would say that's a quite high level of anger in me, or frustration, or
Yeah.
upset, fear.
Was that about 6 or 7? Maybe you were around 6 or 7 or a bit older?
No, no, older, definitely
Older,
older.
right? So
Look, maybe like 9.
okay, 9. Let's
Yeah.
let's jump to like 4. My son's 13, 14 now, so
Yeah.
it's a bit crazy actually.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I don't remember anything about my puberty or this sort of age, but
yeah.
I do remember the music. I always go back to like the first thing I am a kind of obsessive kind of person. So first thing
Yeah.
I was obsessed by and buying the records when I don't know, it must have been actually way before 7 or 8 or 9 was Adam and the Ants. I was completely obsessed.
Oh, uh,
Do
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have a similar thing when you were that kind of age?
Yeah, that's funny because my I can because we're the same age, that totally makes sense. My middle sister, Jilly, who when I would be, I don't know, when were the Adam and the Ants like 82, 83, 82,
Yeah,
81,
that's when they broke through, yeah.
maybe? Like she'd be how much? She'd be about 16, 17. So she was a little, obviously a bit older. And she absolutely loved Adam and the Ants. And so she was probably the first in our family. She was the one who had not a lot, but just a little group of albums mostly, or singles,
Hmm.
but had, yeah, Adam Ant and Prince Charming and all that. And yeah.
Yeah, it was, I
So
suppose he was our David Bowie, I suppose,
yeah,
or
I
else
think I think
for
it's
me.
brilliant. I think brilliant.
Yeah,
Really brilliant.
the music
You know,
stands up. There's some great tracks that stand
yeah,
up now. But
yeah,
so, but were you? Let's just jump around because there's not much
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So let's say,
Fine.
like, okay, when did you end up in Glasgow? Were you 20 then? Younger?
What
19,
age?
20?
Oh, I think we were, Hale and I were 1990. So we'd be, yeah,
Ah, later,
nearly,
a bit
no,
later.
1989.
Okay, so were you going to music and concerts before then, or was there any kind of
Oh
you
my
were
God,
in
nothing,
London?
nothing,
Nothing, right?
nothing.
So Glasgow was a big,
Oh
must have been
God,
a big
yeah,
bang.
just the absolute, you know, um, yeah, just complete. I think I really do think it was a blessing that Hale and I both got into the art school because I think we'd spent a lot of our childhood obviously completely linked, even though we were separated in secondary school.
Yeah.
This sort of like almost like a policy, I suppose. They do it earlier now, I'm sure, of like, right, twins, separate them.
Do you th have the same thoughts and you're telepathic and all that? Yeah. Not
I, d-
really.
I don't, I don't, we, I really think that Hale and I,
You never dressed the same, right? I remember how well dressed you were. It blew my mind. I mean, you're the
I
best dressed people in Glasgow. Like, I don't know where the style came from. I just didn't give a fuck, right? Was that it?
sorry, that makes me laugh, Martin. No, I just think, yeah, no, so I'm trying to answer a question. I'm a question behind. I was just thinking that Hale and I think there's a real similarity in lots of the ways, and I don't know what it is, but, and this is an example actually, a clothes example, but say it hasn't happened for a while, but like say Hale goes into Primark now, and she might see a top, a t-shirt, maybe just in some obscure corner, probably not right at the front, you know, uh,
Mhm.
uh, happens used to happen a lot that maybe then when we'd meet, because I live East End in Glasgow, she lives West End, so we've always had this sort of, we're in the same city, but there's this gap in
Half an
between.
hour across, even. It's not even that big,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
crazy.
oh
People
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you could walk it.
Yeah.
You could literally walk it if you just went Alexander. I live on Alexander Parade, and you just go down, and she lives like Woodlands Road. And but lots of times it would happen that, say when we met, that Hale would either we'd meet, say we went, oh, did you go to Primark this week? Or did you see those sunglasses in Primark? Or did you see? She'd go, yeah, the ones with and we'd totally
Yeah.
isolate on maybe only two things, maybe that.
Mm.
But so that to me is not telepathy or anything, but it's some sort of there is a crossover, I think, in what Hale and I both like are actual. If I know that's a very simplistic way of sort of going like and dislike, and we've got very different tastes in loads of different things, but there's a general some things cross and yeah, so clothes, even but we dress differently and we dress very, I'd say we always dress differently actually, but since going to art school,
Would you
when we
agree
dress.
that so bad it's good kind of aesthetic? Would you define that
Well,
somehow? I remember
yeah,
specific items like a Mizuno sweatshirt. I can
yeah.
remember specific things you wore.
Oh, I love that Mizuno shirt. I love that sweatshirt. That was a black Mizuno sweatshirt with, I've got, yeah, I just had the
Green.
class.
It was written in green or luminous green or something.
It was something just Mizuno, and I used to wear lots of shell suits
Yeah,
and,
yeah, but it was like at the cutting edge of that stuff. I was like, what
oh,
the hell
thanks,
are they wearing?
Martin.
And you look so good. And then you just wanted to copy it, and everybody did.
God, oh, we were just always like anything, like totally charity shop. Like I used to have this, I remember when if I picture myself at art school, one outfit I can think of myself wearing that I used to wear these blue cords. No, not blue, sorry, purple. Like a quite and now I struggle with purple. I find it a funny
No,
color.
a bit
I
phallic
really
or
I know
something, right?
yeah, I know it's what?
Phallic.
Phallic. Yeah. And I know it's really in between. I just find it really in between. I
Hmm.
know that's obvious, it's not a primary color or whatever, but it's just like, oh no, purple. And it's really, yeah, it's not a good one. But I used to wear these um, all from charity shops, never bought any, never had any money, only had a
Uh,
grant and any money. Don't know where else got any money from. Just had a grant really, and
mhm.
then ringing up my mum and dad, probably desperate, going, um,
Yeah. Did you
I
ever
don't
have like a jobs around town or anything? I can't remember. Not really.
had a job once, didn't really have jobs, I don't think, while I was at art school,
Okay, yeah.
which is weird, but I think, but after art school had like I worked in DiMaggio's, the
Oh
pizza
yeah,
place.
cool. Down Ashton Lane.
No, the one
Oh, the
on
one in
Royal
town.
Exchange Place. Yeah.
All right,
And
okay.
I was like the sandwich maker.
Okay.
Oh God.
I used to do that
So,
in Cafe Gandolfi, which is a shame. I don't know if it's still there or not.
oh, no,
Gandolfi.
yeah, I think it's sort of mixed things. Like some of it online seems like, or they've put up something going, we are fine. Don't worry about us. We are not in
Okay,
liquidation.
no, I went. It changed a lot, but anyway, like
Yeah.
I used to places like Rogano and all I used to love, and
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Glasgow's
yeah.
changed a lot. When I go back, I'm like, what the hell? But I'm sure there's still
No, no.
cool. I mean, Mono's still there, and there's
Yeah,
still places to
yeah, yeah,
go.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
And there's so many new, I mean, it's full of new places, but
mhm.
yeah, it's Regano. It was amazing, I think. Just a,
Yeah, I
even if
mean the
you only
Vic as
went
well
there,
is not. When I
yeah,
went there, it
yeah,
was like, what
Vic,
the hell's
yeah,
going on with the Vic? No, probably that was where you first sort of hung out and had a beer and stuff. I don't know if you
definitely,
was
yeah.
it the Vic and things. Do you remember any bands playing there, or was it more DJs, or what was it was happening? I can't
Ooh,
remember.
I don't really remember bands.
Hmm.
I just remember sort of, I don't know. Yeah, I just sort of like hazy, drunken. Like there was something going on upstairs and something
Right.
going on downstairs. Or divine, would it be divine downstairs or
Divine would
sometimes?
be, yeah, depend moved around, but
Oh,
yeah, I mean
yeah,
Divine was where I used to go every Saturday night
yeah, yeah,
at that period, but
yeah.
it got a bit messy when things changed from the Stone Roses kind of time. Things got a bit messy around Stone Roses and then Acid House, and then phew, I don't know if you were into what the Stone Roses and then the techno thing.
I I I really like the Stone Roses actually.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
then
did you go see
and
them in
huh?
rooftops? Or did you see them in rooftops or the big? They
No,
played.
did
They
they
played in
play?
Glasgow. They played in rooftops. It was a crazy night. You know
Oh no.
rooftops. Remember
Oh, yeah,
rooftops?
rooftops on Socky Hill Street.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
bands used to play there before they
No
got
way.
big. That was a
Oh my
wild night. That was about the same time as I was probably, yeah, about that same sort of time, early 90s.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh-huh.
God,
Okay, so what did you study at art school?
painting.
Oh, really? Classic
Yeah,
painting? I
yeah.
didn't know that. I thought you'd be
Oh,
environmental or something
no,
more
no,
conceptual. You were just a
yeah,
classic. So do you
yeah.
still do life drawing and things like that? No? No.
No, never.
But that
How
was
I got into painting, I think um, I did that thing. It was a 4 year course. So the first year, which was so good, I think that this our art teacher had recommended it, and that we, thank God, did both get in. But the foundation course was was the first year. So basically, the first year was you did a bit of that, bit of photography, bit of environmental, bit of graphic design, bit of what else is left, painting, you know,
mhm.
and then from your final sort of, you had to make a sort of final, must have been some sort of
Degree show,
display.
yeah. Well, not degree
And
show,
then,
but before that.
yeah, pre thing. And then you were selected.
All right.
You put a choice of where, and I think I must have put painting and environmental, but
Okay.
yeah. But I would say probably I was putting painting because there was a lot of strong people in
I
environmental. So,
bet.
like I
Which building
think.
was that in? Do you remember the building? Was it the Mac?
Well, yeah, all the
You were in the
time.
Mac?
So the rest of the time, always in the Mac. Yeah,
Wow, what a
just
place, man.
really, I know, really,
Yeah,
really, really
crazy.
amazing. I've read something because there's so much obviously now online about, rebuilding it, or should they rebuild it, or why are they not rebuilding it?
Yeah, yeah.
And I just thought something this was it this week. Just reminded me that the description of the swing doors.
Yeah. The
Do you
black
remember
door.
those ones?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, literally the front door swung.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, you know, you pushed it and it's sort of,
It was heavy. It was quite dangerous, maybe.
yeah, yeah. So it's like you were getting in, but it swung back on you. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
smack you right in the face. But at the same time, it was almost like a revolving door. And I really liked that
Yeah.
feeling, and all the doors on the every level, most of
Mhm.
the doors, or definitely on the painting department level thing, that yeah, this sort of so there's always like this, it made a really nice sound as well.
Oh man. Yeah, it's
This
true.
sort of like constant sort of someone coming through, like trying to bring a bloody stretcher through, or or just walking through. But you they always closed the doors, and so you
Mm,
had to push them. And it
okay.
was not really amazing, amazing build. And sort of, yeah, when I think about it, I can't, and you do take it for granted, I think, at that age as well,
Yeah.
or
Do
the
you
early
remember like
generations.
the first time you ever sold a piece of work? Because I think that's a big deal. I know not so much in the concept or whatever sort of field you are, but just did you ever describe, oh, now I'm an artist? Did you ever have that moment where you said, okay, now I'm an artist? So maybe you still struggle.
Yeah, never, I can't remember the first piece of work I ever sold.
Right. Mm.
Um,
If someone
I
asks you what
don't,
you do, what do you say?
I do say I'm an artist,
Okay, cool.
but
Yeah, me
I
too.
still sort of,
Yeah, am I?
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it doesn't, it's, and for years and years and years, and just especially coming out of the painting department, doing more like writing. I wasn't singing yet, but
Mhm.
I was writing and making sound recordings. So even that, coming out of the painting department, a lot of people I used to think could come out of the painting department and go, even if they weren't saying I'm an artist, you could say I'm a painter. So
Yeah, yeah.
you were defined
Right.
by, or I'm a sculptor or
Mm.
whatever. Yeah, I'm a photographer.
Yeah,
But I came out of the painting department, but I wasn't painting. And I
yeah.
remember for a long time. I mean, maybe, like I was gonna not 10 years, but a long time. I would never really define myself as anything. I'd just go, well, I usually
Mm.
slant towards, if someone said, oh, what type of artist are you? I'd describe what I do. but I wouldn't go,
Okay. What
I'm a
about
sound
your
artist.
first sort of one man show or the first show? Can you think
Uh,
of that?
oh my God.
Mm.
Um, well, that actually was Kathy's Dariada.
Was that the first sort of thing you done
That was
solo?
the first thing ever by
And it was
myself.
packed. I remember I mean, I think I actually lived there at the
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah,
So it was amazing. It was such a one of probably the best time of my life. But anyway, that's another story.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it was packed. She got
yeah.
everybody
It was,
turned up, and it was the
yeah,
13th floor.
yeah. I know,
It
I
was,
know, I know.
and it's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
people go on about saving the CCA and saving this and saving that. But
yeah,
wow, that was amazing, right? How she managed to pull that together on
yeah,
her own with zero
yeah,
budget,
yeah, yeah.
and
And
what
just
a
create that um
the
just
atmosphere,
the
the vibe.
place, yeah. The place, the consist, for however long it lasted, it was just like, well, there's going to be another show, and
Yeah. And
this is
no
the
fucking
person.
Instagram. Nobody's
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
photos.
no, yeah.
Nobody's recording
There was,
nothing.
there was a lovely, made had a poster.
Yeah,
Remember, it
probably
was like a
probably
poster.
hand drawn or something, right? That's-
Yeah, yeah. And just like, I think that just probably is an indicator of just, yeah, sort of how sort of uh together, even if, obviously it's not together in a, aren't we all getting on okay? Aren't we all, whatever. There's obviously relationships and things going on, whatever. But just that sort of community
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
of people who um which I suppose it does still happen in lots of different ways, like any art or music thing. It is a community of people who are going to come together, and then they see something or do something, and then they might see each other in 2 weeks' time when someone else does something. So that that
It
that
seems to be
really,
just people phoning each other up more than or like a chap like, hey, what the fuck?
no,
I don't think the
no,
kids understand that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Just
surprise.
it's a funny, yeah. It's a funny, I don't know, just but I definitely think coming from, I mean, I wasn't from it, obviously, but after moving to Glasgow and then being in Glasgow for 4 years and going into 5 years at that point, probably. Um, and then, yeah, it's something about familiarity and seeing the same people and feel definitely a feeling of, um, well, we're all linked by, we're all into something. We're into our own thing, but we're all linked
And we'll help each
some,
other. This is the sort of thing
yeah,
about it somehow. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, look, there's like what that's 40 minutes gone really fast. Usually it just cuts, but I would like to do this like politely and maybe we can keep going because I'll usually jump around and but yeah. Can you answer 10 questions like super fast in less than a
yeah.
minute?
All
Let's
right,
try
that's
it.
it.
Okay, favorite movie?
Oh God. Oh, right, my super fast might be slow, but right. Favorite movie. Well, I always love The Thing.
Favorite building?
Ooh, I like churches.
Which one?
Um, there's a church in near where my mum and dad live. Oh God, Berwick.
Berwick,
And
okay.
it's got Berwick, and it's got paintings done by Duncan Grant, and it's amazing. Tiny, tiny church.
Which Berwick?
Uh,
The Berwick in England or the Berwick in Scotland? There's two.
Berwick down, no, it's Berwick, it's Berwick